Hey guys, what is going on? This is Zip of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a ZVP tonight. We have Cytoplasm spawning as the red Zerg and WhiteRa spawning as the blue Protoss. I have no clue who Cytoplasm is, but you know what? He's playing the ladder on Europe and he's playing against WhiteRa, so I'm gonna assume this guy is damn good. We'll see exactly what he does. It is a ZVP on Shadow Temple, close by air position, so Cytoplasm will be going for a pull first, and then I'm curious if he's going to get gas or go pull and then into a hatch. WhiteRa unfortunately did lose, so he will not be going to the WCG. He lost to two Terran players. I forget exactly who. And, yeah, we'll go into this game. 9 pylon. And it's Kaz and Stray, like WhiteRa is saying. Cytoplasm is coming in with this Overlord, and WhiteRa does not get a chance to see that Overlord, so WhiteRa won't know it's close by air, but his probe is going straight for Cytoplasm's base because, well, the close position spawn did get removed. These are the latest patch, I believe. Maybe it's one patch before. Maybe this isn't with the shield, the upgrade buff for Protoss. All the upgrades pretty much just got a little bit cheaper out of the Forge recently. I'm not sure what exact patch this is. WhiteRa does come in, scout Cytoplasm, and apparently Cytoplasm 2-0 Thorzane to go into WCG for the Sweden. He is a Swedish Zerg player. WhiteRa steals some minerals, and now he is going to be putting a pylon to block this one hatch and going back home. The Overlord will see this probe, and he won't throw down a pylon if a drone doesn't come down, but if a drone comes down, B's a big bully, and, well, the probe will throw down a pylon, get the last laugh, and go back home. The Overlord does see the pylon is being built up here, so he knows, well, he probably sees that gateway, too. No, he sees the pylon being built up here, the very first pylon, so he knows it's not going to be a Forge Phase Expand. He knows WhiteRa is going to be doing some type of gate play, and that's a little bit odd from WhiteRa, putting the first gateway by his Nexus. He is just hoping he does not get 6-pulled. When he does it, he saves a little bit of minerals. I mean, he may gain about 10 minerals, maybe 15 by doing this. I don't think it's worth it. I mean, a 6-pull would break you. There's no chance that you can wall off. I guess WhiteRa just confident in his probe micro versus those 6-pulls. I can't speak for him, but that's something I would not do. I wouldn't put my gateway back here against a Zerg player, but he may have respect for Cytoplasm, or he may just be trying to bait them into doing a 6-pull, and he has something planned if they do 6-pull. The Cybernetic Core just about done for WhiteRa. He is still just on one gas, getting another pylon, so he does not supply cap himself. That Zealot is coming out. We have the pool done. He does have the gas, and a hatch is also going up for Cytoplasm. WhiteRa's one scouting probe just going all around the map. He may be looking for an Overlord, or he may be planning to proxy a pylon. We'll see exactly what this one probe does. Well, he's just going to go look around everywhere. I think he may be hunting for Overlords, actually. Or he may be placing a proxy pylon up on this little cliff right here. It is close to Cytoplasm's base, and this area really will get scouted, so we'll see if that probe does anything tricky. The gateway is going up for WhiteRa to finish this little wall. His Zealot is going to go in hold position. Lings won't be able to bust that, and a Robo facility is coming up for WhiteRa, so it looks like he's going to go into some type of Warp Prism type play because he's still only on one gas. I would highly doubt it would be a Mortals or a Colossus with just going off this one gas. If you want to get either of those, he'd be going on 2 gases. Maybe he just wants that Observer out so he knows what to build, Stalkers or Zealots. But my guess would be a Warp Prism because it is WhiteRa. This replay pack from WhiteRa was called Special Tactics number 16. And it looks like it is going to be a 4-gate with a Warp Prism. And now he's getting another pylon so he doesn't supply cap himself. And yes, it is definitely a Warp Prism as he has started that now. And it is a 4-gate, so this is kind of a funky 4-gate from WhiteRa. Definitely has to do damage. If he does 0 damage with this, he is going to be so far behind. But what are the chances a 4-gate with the Warp Prism doesn't do damage, honestly? I think Cytoplasm will be kind of set back in the Stone Age. WhiteRa will take a Nexus after this, and will be going on, unless WhiteRa just straight out wins the game right here. A Evo Chamber now just being built for Cytoplasm. He doesn't have too much. This one probe does come out, kind of scouts. 2 Spine Claws going up there. That is not going to help for Zealots, and WhiteRa may just win the game right here. There's no real army. There's 14 Lings out versus the 4 Zealots. This 1 Stalker. That Queen does go down very quick. 2 more Zealots get whooped in. In production, we have 6 more Lings. And those Lings will be able to take out this one Stalker, but that is a lot of Zealots. The probes do come out to help. He is going to be losing a lot of probes and a lot of Lings. WhiteRa with some micro with his Zealots, trying to get those ones in the red back where they won't get killed. Very nicely done by WhiteRa. Is taking out more probes, and he may even take out this one hatch. Both those spine goals are moving up to try to defend this. The hatch is going to go down. There's no saving it. WhiteRa could even take out the pool if he wanted to. There's not another pool going up, so that could be very bad. Cytoplasm in a lot of trouble. Those 2 spine goals are getting to Bird to try to save this one hatch. It looks like he may be able to save this, but more Zealots are going to get whooped in. And this is down to the wire. Actually, WhiteRa says that is enough. Gonna go back in his warp prism. Gonna go over to this one natural. And there is not a spine goal there yet. The spine goal unburrows and goes to move. There's 2 queens trying to take out that one warp prism, but they don't get a chance. Zealots in a great position. Those Lings do not have a surround on them. And oh my god, those Zealots are just doing so much damage. But the food count after this, 37 to 41. The probe count, 25. The drone count, 23. WhiteRa getting a second gas. I don't think Cytoplasm's out of this. He does defend. WhiteRa cut a lot of probes because Cytoplasm is equal in the worker count, even though he lost 13 drones. So, very nicely executed or saved, but I may be wrong. There comes a lot of Zealots and more Stalkers out from WhiteRa to put more and more pressure on. Just keeps up this pressure with the Warp Prism. Warp Prism going back in phase mode. Realizes he can't whoop in units. He's just going to go a little bit further back, get some more units out. He's not going to be expanding. He's going to keep up with this 4-gate. Even more Zealots do get whooped in. That is 11 Zealots to those 39 Lings. 2 Stalkers. Those Stalkers won't do too much to Lings. And WhiteRa leaves 1 Zealot back at home just so he can stop any type of Ling run-bys. This one Ling is running around looking for where WhiteRa's forces are. And there we go. It does see it. He sees everything WhiteRa has. He has 51 Lings out. And WhiteRa now going for Sentry, so those Lings can't do any damage whatsoever. And one Ling just sitting here watching for WhiteRa's expansion. He knows WhiteRa hasn't expanded, so he knew WhiteRa is building more units up somewhere. And here we go. Big battle is going on. WhiteRa throws some force fields, giving his Zealots the ideal choke. And those Lings are going down, but wait, more Zealots do come in. Gonna be taking out these queens. This one queen not doing too much. The Lings coming out yet again, and it looks like Cytoplasm is gonna hold here with some miraculous defense. The Warp Prism does go down. Finally, Zealots are forced to retreat back to his base. WhiteRa in a lot of trouble after that one long all-in did fail. But he did do damage. I mean, 13 workers is a lot of damage. Going over to this loss tab, he has lost a little bit more than Cytoplasm. So WhiteRa is going to be forced to just turtle on 2 bases. Cytoplasm getting a Roach one. And WhiteRa is getting a Twilight Council. I can only assume after this all-in fails, WhiteRa goes in with some DTs, because that's generally what I see happening. After one all-in fails, you're like, okay, well, let's just go to DTs. And we'll see where that goes. This one Overlord is going into Scout. Does see the Twilight Council. So Cytoplasm is going to have an idea that DTs could be within the next 2 or 3 minutes. They could come to his base, so he should get some Spore colonies up. So we can see that the Overlord does fall. A lot of Lings are going to attack, and maybe he's just going to say, well, you're going to be taking the DTs, I'm going to kill you. And of course, WhiteRa may be going Blink. He's getting a Forge now, so he may not be going DTs. Some nice force fields go off. Those Lings do have to run away. I don't even think they got a single kill there. That one probe got very lucky. Got trapped with some Lings, but it did not want to attack it. Observer is coming out from WhiteRa, so we can see the force of Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is at Lair Tech. WhiteRa does know that. And I'm kind of curious what he's going to end up doing. We do have Roach Speed on the way, and +1 melee. These destructible rocks are going down, so it looks like Cytoplasm just wants to macro up to 3 bases and say, well, you should be pretty far behind WhiteRa. I know you cut workers, I'm going to assume you're further behind. I'm just going to get further ahead. And it's going to be a rush to 200 food because Zerg at 200 are pretty scary. There goes that Dark Shrine I was talking about that WhiteRa was most likely going to build. And he's got to do damage here, I think. Cytoplasm still has a significant lead, up by about 20 supply and getting his third base right now. One Whoopsum is going to come in, see the roaches, and WhiteRa may be happy about that. Late game roaches are not that scary, so if Cytoplasm's teching into roaches, that's going to slow down his infestors, his mutas, or even broodlords, and that's something WhiteRa could be very happy about. But WhiteRa will know he can't put any pressure on because roaches are very good at defense. And with this +1 attack, I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to be building too many more roaches. I'm assuming he's going to keep going lings. There goes +2 melee. And I'm kind of curious what Cytoplasm is doing, why he got this roach one. Maybe because he saw all their zealots, decided, okay, I don't want to fight lings versus zealots. That just screams bad news. So I'm going to get a few roaches, and that will allow me to deal with zealots, and the lings will deal with everything else. We have a Baneling's Nest just about finished. Ventral Sacs and the Overlord speed is done. Well, Ventral Sacs is not done. The Overlord speed, of course, is done, as you saw that Overlord jetting over there. So it looks like we're going to have some Baneling drops. And that can be extremely effective. I'm not sure why Cytoplasm decided not to attack. Oh, wait! 2 DTs do come in. Finish that one hatch very quickly. And Cytoplasm did not see that coming, despite seeing that Twilight Council after an all-in. And that one hatch does get picked off. Keep in mind how low of HP this was. So it didn't take long for those 2 DTs to make mincemeat of it. So Cytoplasm now just on 2 bases. Luckily, his Ventral Sacs was at his natural and not his main. So that does not go away. And now the DTs are going to be dropped into his main base. And they do one-shot drone, so he's going to kill even more workers. And now just go back up and probably travel to the gold base, but there's a lot of units there. He had killed 13 workers before that, now at 18, so those DTs have about 5 kills between the 2 of them. But taking out that hatch was pretty big. WhiteRa can be very happy about that. Now the Zerg player just mining off of 2 bases, and one of those bases is long distance mining. I mean, that gold base just started getting built, so or it got canceled. Maybe WhiteRa did a pronged attack on this one hatch and I missed it. And cleaned it up with this one Overseer. Does he have 2 Overseers out? Yes, he does. So WhiteRa must have taken out the gold base and this main base. I was focusing on the main, did not see that gold base. And those 2 DTs that went for this gold base, or however many it was, did get taken out. If you want to know for sure, just check out the description on YouTube. I do upload all the replays for times where I miss things like that. Aurora Bay is being built by WhiteRa, so he will be getting up to Colossus very soon. And putting the Zerg player mining on just 1 base does put WhiteRa back into this game. He is getting his 3rd base, sees these rocks are still there, and he'll be very happy about that. A Changeling just died by his army, but it was not there when all the Immortal and stuff was. But did he see those rocks getting taken out? It doesn't look like it, so he has no idea WhiteRa just took his 3rd base. It's going to be 3 bases or 3 base, but Cytoplasm has a gold base. Going over to this worker count, it is 60 to 48, so WhiteRa will actually be in the lead economically. Even though this gold base is up, WhiteRa has 12 more workers. And surprisingly, the blue mineral patches, they mine just about as much as the gold just because they have the extra mineral fields. It's not a huge difference. The big difference is with the gold, you just need less workers to optimally saturate. That is the big thing with those gold bases. And of course, if you're Terran, oh man, can you mine like crazy? Lots of Banelings in these Overlords. We will be seeing a Baneling drop from Cytoplasm. And we'll see how WhiteRa can deal with that. Going over this army tab, we do see 63 army supply for WhiteRa, 78 for a Zerg player. So WhiteRa has a small army, but he is defending. That's very good. Blink just on the way. He is at 2-0. The melee is at 2-0 as well. Roaches don't have any upgrades whatsoever. Now the Overlord's coming in. WhiteRa's got to do some kiting. Big drops go down. Force fields go there to stop the Roaches. Immortals look like they soaked up some hits, and now the Baneling's going in to the middle line, but go back to the... Oh my god. Most of them went back to the Stalkers, but it only took 3 to clear out an entire saturated mineral line. 28 workers killed in that attack. I'd say that was definitely worth it. Oh my god. It was looking like those banelings were a little bit stupid just going for those Stalkers, and then some banelings were smart and just wiped out an entire mineral line. Overlord is going to come in, just go scout around, or maybe try to scare these workers getting gas. See if he can pull them away, or just see if WhiteRa pays attention to that type of stuff. He does pull a few Stalkers, and that Overlord is going to be picked off. Nice creep spread by Cytoplasm behind that attack. He started expanding it, as that was not expanding before. +3 weapons just about done, though, so WhiteRa will have that upgrade advantage. Infestation Pit almost, well, it just started Pathogen Gland, so that's not almost complete by any means standard. 101 supply to 121 supply. We have 8 banelings, actually a lot more banelings in these Overlords. Cytoplasm going to go for it again. It was successful once, maybe it'll be successful again. Lings come, see those Stalkers, Stalkers blink back, and they will be going back home. WhiteRa knows another attack is imminent, and has 1 cannon at these rocks to protect it, 1 cannon back here to protect his mineral line. And these Stalkers just going around. The 4th base is on the way for Cytoplasm. And WhiteRa getting his armor upgrades because, well, he can't get any more weapons. He's got 2 Colossus with +3 attacks, and those Lings have no armor. 35 HP on those Lings. Colossus do 21 damage, so they will easily 2-shot Lings. And I believe, like, 7 volley roaches? Maybe it's a lot less than that. Or 7-shot. Hordes of roaches. Templar Archives is being built by WhiteRa, so he will be going into Archons. It looks like maybe getting Storm. Storm has started being used against Zerg. For some time, people thought, oh, well, Storm does nothing against roaches. And then someone came out and was like, oh, it actually does do quite a bit. They'd have to burrow the roaches, which means they're not going to be effective in a battle. Not to mention, High Templars deal very well with Infestors. And Storm just raffle stomps Lings, and that's where all the upgrades of Cytoplasm are. Maybe he got the melee attack, so his Banelings had the upgrades and did extra damage. But Storm is also very good for kiting Overlords, as get about 3 Storms, the Overlords will die trying to get to your units. And more Banelings do go up in the Overlords. Hold on 1 second. Okay. And it looks like Cytoplasm wants to go out and attack. WhiteRa wants to take this gold base. And I think WhiteRa has a pretty scary army. He's at 95 supply while Cytoplasm is at 122. So maybe he doesn't. But he's got Archons, he's got Colossus, he's got a lot of AoE. And we'll see how this Baneling jobs do. Foam Ghost goes off on the Stalkers so they cannot run away from the Banelings. Nor can the Sentries. And oh my god, he's doing so much damage here, but those Archons still at good HP. They're doing a lot of damage to these roaches. Infestitans do come out, those Archons do get cleaned up. Stalkers being morphed in. Cytoplasm may be able to take this right here. WhiteRa in a little bit of trouble. This gold base may have to be canceled, but WhiteRa should be able to defend this and just give up his gold base. Those Infestitans do go down. The Roach is going to try to take that out. This one Infestor goes down for absolutely free. The gold base very close to being taken out. It does go down. WhiteRa does not get the cancel off on that. A Colossus is coming out to help with those Lings. Gold base is going to be reconstructed yet again. Blink goes off by the Stalkers, picks off one of those Infestors, and he gets away without a scratch. And now going to blink again, take out another Infestor. WhiteRa sniping those Infestors. He needs to do that. He is, I'd say, behind in this game. Looks like there was something going on there. Looks like a pause. And maybe Cytoplasm lacking just a little bit. +2 armor going up for WhiteRa. So he is at 3-1 while Cytoplasm at 2-0-0-0. And if we learned anything yesterday when we were watching Idra versus Oasis, it was upgrades mean everything. If your opponent gets to 3-3 and you just stop upgrading, that's extremely bad, and your opponent will come back And, well, you'll just lose the game. Zerg, I guess, aren't meant to be fighting heavily upgraded armies when they don't have any upgrades whatsoever. Cytoplasm really loves these Baneling drops, though, and those are doing a lot of damage, dealing with anything WhiteRa throws at him. But WhiteRa being a little bit more cost-effective, I would say. He has lost now less resources than his opponent, when last time we checked it was more. So he is definitely being more cost-effective. The Stalker's just picking off a few tumors, has pushed out this creep spread tremendously, as it was right over here at the start of all the engagements. It's now back to Cytoplasm's base. And that is what I would call a lot of infestors. He even has Neuroparasite, so Cytoplasm, he goes kind of with a Destiny-ish style after the infestor nerf. I don't know how effective these would be, because Colossus can just easily deal with Neuroparasite now, since that range did get nerfed. And that is a lot of infestors. Wow. This one Colossus is going to be a very sad Colossus. And there we go. Baneling drops are coming in. Foam Growth on all the Stalkers. Baneling's getting dropped in. Neuroparasite goes off on a few units. Gets a Stalker and a Colossus. Lots of Infested Terrans going down. This one Colossus cleaning off a lot of roaches. And the Infested Terrans are going to be able to pick off a Colossus, it looks like. But WhiteRa is going to be able to hold here. I think those Infestors do not have energy. He lost all of his Infestors pretty much, down to just one. And WhiteRa holds. 50 Lings on the way. It looks like Cytoplasm just going to try to mass Lings, and I guess lag does not work when you go for the 50 Infestor strat, and I can kind of see that happening. All these Overlords are going to be retreating, and WhiteRa holding on tight. He's at 121 supply. The Zerg player is at 100, so WhiteRa finally ahead in the upgrades. He's going for a shield upgrade now. He is at 3-2. The Zerg opponent only has 2 melee attack. And now it looks like a Ling drop will be commencing. He's got to do damage somehow. This Baneling play of not working. He's not fully clearing off WhiteRa's army. He's getting so close to killing off WhiteRa's army so his Lings can just go and clean up a base or two. But WhiteRa just holds on. He is too good for that. Lots of Lings being dropped in. Colossus and Stalker to deal with them. And a Zealot. I think WhiteRa will easily be able to hold this just because of that shield upgrade difference. I mean, those upgrades mean a lot. There's 2 armor that those Lings don't have. Yeah, that's going to make difference. Not to mention the +1 attack WhiteRa has on his opponent. He also has things like Blink. I doubt, like, Adrenal Glands research. No, it's not. He's not even at a hive 30 minutes into this game. And I think that may be his downfall. He needs to get Hive Tech. He's had that Infestation Pit for some time. He doesn't have any minerals, and that's very odd to see a Zerg player not having minerals, but having an excess of gas. But he really needed that Hive upgrade to at least get Adrenal Glands, because that helps Lings so much. And WhiteRa just chilling off at the middle of this base. Cytoplasm is supply capped right now, not getting an Overlord, just getting more and more Banelings. And we'll see if the Banelings are effective still. I mean, again, the upgrades that WhiteRa is starting to get is getting pretty high. He's even bringing DTs with him. And I don't think there's any Overseers. I think WhiteRa sniped the Overseers. There's 1 Overseer left, so if that gets sniped, those DTs will do a lot of damage. And we don't have things like Spore Crawlers up. Spore Crawler at this gold base. Not at this base. Not at this base. The probe did come over here to see no Spore Crawlers, so he may be just sending his DTs to that base. Has a lot of High Templars with energy. Doesn't have Storm just yet. That is researching. He's got some High Templars with like 150 energy. All they can do is feedback. Or morph into more Archons, which isn't a bad call at all. Looks like Cytoplasm wants to go and engage. And here we go. Foam Growth goes off. Those Templars come in. Feedbacking Infestors. Lots of feedback going off. And Banelings get dropped, but so many feedbacks. Those DTs are also there trying to snipe the Infestors. And WhiteRa is going to be winning right here. There's nothing Cytoplasm can do to stop this force now. Those feedbacks were just so good. Not to mention those DTs, which also picked off the Infestors. And there goes the GG from Cytoplasm. Well played. The whole turning point was this one battle down here. Let's see if we can go to that battle really fast. I think it was around the 26-minute mark. Just back a little bit. So let's see exactly what happened there. Let's go on a little bit faster. It should be happening any minute. There's that force. The goal base isn't up yet, so maybe give it like another minute to go. Because the goal base was going up. Actually, no, the goal base was already up, I believe. Goal base is up. And here we go. That is a lot of infestors coming in. And let's go in slower during this one battle, because this is definitely the turning point of the game. 160 to 160 supply. And here we go. See exactly what happens. Foam Girth goes off on a lot of their stalkers. Banelings get dropped there. The Zealots don't get hit by the Banelings. A lot of these infestors just walking ahead, getting picked off. Some infested Terrans go off. And more infested Terrans. This one's infestor goes down. And, so it looks like he mainly just went infested Terrans, and it wasn't enough. WhiteRa just had the units. Keep in mind, those infested Terrans don't have any upgrades on them. If they had the, like, if he was getting missile attacks, his infested Terrans would do so much more damage, and maybe that would have helped him a little bit in this battle. Because infested Terrans, let's see, WhiteRa is at how much armor? 2 armor. So they're doing 6 damage. He negates about 25% of the damage from the infested Terrans because of his 2 armor upgrade. Pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed that game. Take care, and we'll be going into another one.